Hey, welcome back, family. So yes, we have what we do every single year, the top slabs in our collections. Greg and I are going to meet up at the top 10, but I'm going to start off by making two other videos, one going from 31 to 50, that's this video, and another one that goes from 11 to 30. And if you look behind me, you see that my wall has changed. Many of my key books are not up there. It's because I've already taken my 50 top books out. And if you can see, there's still a few decent books up there, which means I've got 50 books that I think are better. If you want to know what they are, stick around. Okay, so yes, as you notice, though, this picture seems a bit grainy. It's not the greatest. It's because I'm using the laptop camera for me. So this way I have the high def camera focused in on the book on a stand. And what I'm going to do this year, a little bit different than normal, is I'm going to say, okay, I'm coming in at number blah, blah, blah. And then I'll jump to a split screen where I'm tiny and the book is big. So you get to see, you're not here to see me. Let's be honest, you're not here to see me. Okay, I'm not Brad Pitt. But you are here to see the books. So let's see, coming in at number 50 in my collection, we've got see, there I am down here. Hi. Young Avengers number 1. Now this is actually really cool because I had number 1 in a 9.6. And I sold that during the boom. So it made me very happy. Well, at the time I was like, am I making the right decision? You know, a lot of me, I don't like to part with my books. But after everything that's gone on with the MCU and a lot of the books coming down and the 2023 price drop, I was able to buy back the 9.8 at less than I sold the 9.6 for. So I was really happy to put this not only back in my collection, but as an upgrade. Okay, so now I switch back to me. And without you seeing what they are, ha ha ha. Got my little stand here. I'm going to switch to the next book. Hey, yes, this is going to take a little longer, I know, but I'm trying to do something a little bit different, which will give you guys the best look at these books. Because I know a lot of times I'm fighting with Claire. They're just trying to make something good for you to look at. So, coming in at number 49, Toxic Avenger number 1. Now, this is a book that it did not take off the way that I expected it to, because they did not release the film the same way that's... I mean, even if they just released it the same way as they did Godzilla -1, I think it would have done a lot better. But I still haven't seen this film, and it had a pretty good cast in it. But still, Toxie in a 9.8, number 1. That's just, it's still a cool book for me, and I'm glad that I got that. I'm back. I'll have this down to a science by the time I get to book number 2 on the list. You know, the first 48 are all just getting used to it. Oh, yes. Okay, so coming in number 48, and I've actually, in the past years, I've lost track of what number I was at. I got it written down, man. So, coming in number 48, we have the first book, only book actually, I ever bought from a heritage auction. It's a 1951 4-color Frosty the Snowman in a very nice 8.5, which, you know, 1951, we're talking about 72. They just passed 72. It hasn't made it 73 because it's a winter book. It's over 70 years old, an 8.5, Frosty the Snowman. And me personally, I love those holiday themes, you know, the Halloween ones, the Valentine's Day ones. You only really get to enjoy them for 1 month a year, but when you do, they're really cool to have. You get to change your wall up at, you know, I got to do a Christmas theme, I got to do a Halloween theme, which is pretty much everything Werewolf by Night. This is a book that's been in my collection. Actually, the next few books have been in my collection for a while. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 316. First cover appearance, first full cover appearance, because there was a little cameo, I think, in an earlier issue on the cover. But it's really, a lot of people think of it as first cover appearance of Venom. And it is 9.6, which is nice. Again, there's an earlier issue which has like this little box with... I think it's like, guess who else is here? Hey, kids. So this is, I got this on a Facebook auction in a Raw at a ridiculously low price. It's one of those ones where you bid in the comments and it lasts for a week. And I forgot I bid on it. I really did. So what happened was, it was like a week later or something like that. The guy said, yeah, please send me X amount of money for the book and shipping. I'm like, who are you and why am I sending you money? Well, you won the auction. What auction? What are you talking about? I forgot that, and he's like, oh, the ASM 316. I won that? At that price? Okay. Here you go. I think with shipping it was like 75. Thank you. But, it pairs really nicely when you go to the other key books in that time era. It's not the same year, but era, Bronze Age. We've got Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8 in the 9.2. Can't seem to get that glare there. Oh, well. I think every time I put it down, I bump it. Bump it. Also, probably would help if I put myself over here. And shrink myself a little more. I'm going away. Anyway, yes, this is the origin of the black costume, not to be confused with the first appearance of the black costume. It's in the Marvel Secret Wars. It shows that it's symbiote, which indirectly is also the first appearance of Venom. Okay. Next on the list, coming in at number 45, a book that really confused the heck out of me when I first saw it on the stands. Yes, I saw it on the stands. ASM 252. And this was the actual first appearance of the black costume. Yeah, I remember looking at the books like, what? Spider-Man in a black costume? What the heck is that about? I almost passed it by. This is not the copy that I originally bought, but this is a very nice 9.4 white page newsstand. So I was happy to put this in my collection probably about 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. So if you're wondering how I pick my books, they're not based solely on value. Okay, what I try to do is I use what I call the my house is on fire mentality. There's value of the book. There's also, which is monetary, if I could sell it, how much it would cost me to rebuy it. There's how much that book is worth to me individually. So there are going to be books that are less expensive, higher up on the list. It could be books that are harder to replace. I just, you see the 252s every show. There'll be 20 dealers and there'll be 19 of them have a 252. Everybody has one. But there are other books, like you see it coming in number 44, which is Batman number 29. Yeah, 1944, I think that was? 45. The war was actually still going on. It was June, so there we go. 1945 Batman. It's only a 2.0, but it's still that iconic Batman logo there with the the cape in the background. If I wanted to replace this, it's not that common to find. So that's another one of those criteria that I use. What I think of is my house is on fire and I have time to run in and get one book based on what it means to me personally, how much it costs, how hard it is to replace, all those factors taken into consideration. So that equals the value to me. Okay, so that book would be number 1. Oh, the house isn't burning that bad. I got time to run back in and get a second book. That would be number 2. So if I was able to make 43 trips out of the house, this would be the book I would be coming out with. It's Fantastic Four number 9. Now, this book I traded for at a show, and I overtraded. I did. I gave much more in value than the selling price of this book at that time. What I love about it, though, is 2 things. One, I looked at this book and I felt it. I felt it in I love this book. I just love the way it looks. It's just, I love it. And so I didn't have remorse. I didn't have regret. The second thing is this book has gone up and every book that I traded has plummeted. So, one of them was the first appearance of Carnage. Need I say more? So, I almost didn't switch it and you were seeing with the next book. I just can't do that. No. Oh, especially can't see the next book. We've got a gold. I gotta check the year on this. 1946. We're getting a few Golden Age books, and you're seeing some books that you may not have seen on last. No, you definitely didn't see this book on last year's list. It is Exciting Comics, and I don't even remember the number on it. It's 46 or something like that. Oh, it's number 45 in 1946. There you go. And what really made this great was this is an Alex Schomburg cover. This is, I owe every bit of information that I have learned about the Golden Age to the interest that was piqued in me by Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics. Rob, hopefully you had a chance to watch this. And dude, everybody here, if you are not subscribed to Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics, go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, smack yourself in the face, say, what's wrong with me? Get back to the laptop and subscribe. This man has great content, and every penny that he makes goes to cancer research. I mean come on. And he's a great guy. He really is. And he always talked about Schomburg, and I'm horrible with names. There are other artists from the Golden Age that I didn't know anything about. I remember the ones from my childhood and figured I'm old enough that I should know them all. No, there's a lot of artists that were around way before me. And Alex Schomburg is one of those icons, one of those Babe Ruths, And I wound up getting a couple of comic books to show on Only Slabs, which is his show that he runs once a week where he has a guest on. And he invited Team Ohana to go on for the third time. It was great. And we got to close out the year. And if you want to see the last book that I bought, that I showed on that show, you can either go to the show, which I recommend you do, or you can make sure you watch the top 10 show, because that book will be in it. And I bought that specifically because I wanted, as best as my budget would allow, to have Only Slabs have a really cool book to finish the year. So, anyway, here we have an Alex Schomburg Exciting Comics, The Black Terror. Okay. I just always try to check the year. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys information that is correct. So we are finishing the first half here, coming in at number 41. We've got Doctor Strange when he first had his own comic book, his own series, sorry. There was, of course, the Doctor Strange number 169. But that run ended, and this became the first number one of his own comic book. How about that? And I got a really nice looking copy, and I wound up sending it, and I got a 9.0, which I was actually really happy with. For some reason, 8.5, 9.0, ooh, it's one grade. It's one number, and it just see that number 9 makes such a difference. So that really made me happy to see that. Okay, coming in at number 40. This is a book that I overpaid for. I did, because I love it. And I bought it in a raw when it was at its height, and it's dropped down dramatically. But the price of it in a 9.8, which is its grade, is still worth more than I paid for it. So I'm doing okay. It is the Adam Hughes variant of the Mary Jane and Black Cat. Where it says Facing Tiger, and Mary Jane's in the background, with glare on her face, of course. It says, Facing Tiger, you just hit the, hey, that's my bit. So I love that cover. It makes me smile. And I got it, and I was very happy I got it. I immediately pressed it, sent it in, got a 9.8, watched the price of it drop, but if I wanted to go by the 9.8, it would still cost me more than I paid for the book and grading. So in the long run, I'm doing okay. And again, it made me happy, and that's what this hobby is really supposed to be about. So now that we're hitting number 39, we're getting there. This is a book that I had in a lower grade, And to be perfectly honest, even though I'm the collector of the series, Mrs. Ohana is a collector of it likes the character. So you're going to see a lot of her books on this list. And yes, they are her books. I'm not allowed to sell them. She is. They're hers. This one I had an opportunity to upgrade because the market has come down so much at 22.83, and I was able to get a Star Wars number 42, first appearance of Boba Fett, and upgrade my 4.5 to a 9.2. I still have the 4.5. She won't let me get rid of it, but I bought that one at a garage. The 4.5 was a garage sale, so it didn't for $1. It didn't bother me, but I wanted to get the entire Star Wars run at a 9.0 or greater. I'm getting there. I have just about all the key books, so that's the important thing. So the idea of trying to get everything 9.0 or higher, it's you got to take that one slowly. But man, what a nice collection that'll be when I'm finished. Next couple of books are all in the same vein. Okay, we have 3 signature books in a row. All Star Wars. Waha. So coming in at number 38, we have the Ewan McGregor signed Star Wars Episode 1 photo variant. And I was so hoping for a 9.8. But anytime you send in a book to get signed, you, of course, run the risk of them just going, look, I don't care what grade it is, I'll sign it. I don't care what grade it is, I'll sign it. So you try to get the bag with the little cutouts. And even if the book was before their signature, great, and after their signature, great, you're still up to the the objectivity, rather, of the grader. But I've got my Ewan McGregor signed, and that was the event from last year, which Ewan McGregor really charged a lot of money for. But when the book came back, again, I was happy with it. The next 2 I purchased. I didn't get them signed myself, but I really was glad that I did. This is one of my favorite actors. He's been around since, I know he was in Return. I don't know if he was the one that did in Empire. I think it was just in Return. But we have Ian McDiarmid, and this is the Star Wars homage books. Every one of these variants that comes out showing Vader throwing Palpatine, the Emperor, the Sith Lord, over the railing in Return of the Jedi. Not the greatest art. I'm not crazy about the art, but what I do love is that it's not only signed by Ian McDiarmid, but he gave a little remark there, and on so many of his remarks he writes Palpatine, but on this one he wrote Emperor Palpatine. That extra makes it different, and it's all in silver with all the lightning. It looks great. I love it. Okay, the next one is the last of these signature books, and this is a CBCS book. It's a sketchbook. It is a verified signature of the artist, but a witnessed signature of the character, of the actor, and I can deal with that. It makes me happy to know that somebody actually saw Billy D. Williams signing this, and that sketch is so great. I love that. I really wish it was a witness signature of the artist. I'm going to pull this over here so I can read the artist's name. Laura Inglis. And it was witnessed by Billy D. Williams in 2019. And of course it says sketch on cover. But that is one gorgeous, gorgeous sketch. I love that book. I saw it on eBay, and it really did not sell high. I think people saw the red label and immediately thought they were witness signatures on both. And I think it was under 200. And I think Billy D. Williams now charges more than 200 for a signature. So, win-win. Don't say it again. I'll have that down to a science by the time I'm done recording everything, right? Okay. And with this, no more Star Wars, no more signature in this run here. But we are up to what number here? Is that what I put? Yes, I did. Number 35. Another book that if you really want to add this to your collection, it's a great time because the market is down and this character had a movie, did pretty well, but has not been shown in any other movie. No talk about him. So Out of Sight, Out of Mind, which means the Marvel Special Edition number 15, first appearance of Shang-Chi, has dropped so much in price. This would be the equivalent of like a Remember Me pick for me. I was able to get a 7.0 for a song, and I love that cover. It's not a cover that you could do these days, but it is. I think this book will have a resurgence when we start getting more Ten Rings / Shang-Chi going forward with the MCU, if they still want to make movies and TV shows. I don't know. By the way, little side note. Echo was not a dumpster fire, okay? Was it as good as it could have been? No. But was it as bad as it? Oh my God! It's almost as it's almost as bad as Secret Invasion. No. Only Love and Thunder is as bad as Secret Invasion. with Eternals, but Echo was actually not bad. I did not like the Echo character in Hawkeye, but Alaqua Cox has won me over with this series. I thought that they did do a little bit too much to give the MCU haters ammunition, but overall, no, it was still a decent series. And D'Onofrio, again, knocks that right out of the park. I love the man. Okay. Oh, I should have been switching a book while I was talking. Why didn't you tell me to switch a book, man? I mean, you're sitting there watching this. To make sure I have my information here correct. You know, the funny part is if Greg were here, he'd probably smack me that I had to look at it so closely to make sure. But it is the first appearance of John Stewart in Green Lantern number 87. I'm like, yeah, his first appearance of who? What's the guy's name? Greg is a phenomenal Green Lantern fan. I like the character, but I can't remember. It's like we're trying to remember every Doctor Who. So, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, who's who, what. Anyway, this book I saw, it might have been 2022. There's a pretty decent price. It was way before James Gunn went to the DCU. And I wanted to get this because I wanted... Well, Greg thinks I got this just so I could... It's like, I got this book. He got one too. I wanted to get it so I could say, look, I'm spending money on a character that you like to show my respect for, So, anyway, that's why I got that book. And it's another little thing that links me and Greg together. We have others. Okay, so the... Yep. Next book on the list is a blue label, should have been a green label, but they paid extra to get the blue label. Actually, no, they don't make a green label with a custom label. So somebody does that and gets a custom label for Wolverine. You'll get a 1.8, and it looks fantastic. And the big reason is it's missing the Marvel value stamp. Very few books that it's allowable by collectors. Are you missing the MVS? Okay, yeah. It's like having Batman 181, first appearance of Poison Ivy. Is it missing the centerfold? Yeah, well, that happens. Is it missing the tattoos and the Hobgoblin? Yeah, okay. It's not like nobody wants the book. People, of course, still want the book. It's lower grade, but it's still the first appearance. How do you want to say? Appearance, a cameo, appearance. I'm not going to get into that debate. It is the first time you ever see the character Wolverine. Bing. There's a good way of saying it. That stack's getting a little high. I want to make sure they interlock properly. I don't want any more broken slabs. You know what I mean? So we have two more picks. Oh boy. Coming in at number 42. It's another mutant. And this one's actually my favorite. Sorry, Larry, your girl didn't make the list, but mine did. X-Men number 129, first appearance of Kitty Pryde, first appearance of Emma Frost and the Hellfire Club. This has been a book that's... there are two books that I've always wanted to have since I was a kid. I got both books. This is one of them. I couldn't pull the trigger on a 9.8 or even 9.6, but I got an 8.0 white page, and that's a direct sale. That's not a newsstand. That's what the slash is for. I got this for a really decent cost, and I said, okay, you know what? I'll take it until such time as I get to upgrade. Maybe we'll see what happens. Doubt it. It's not the only book that I've got other books in my list going to one that I've upgraded, but Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, Lockheed, love them all. So the next one is a twofer, and the first one that you're going to see, I received it in 2024, but I bought it in 2023, so I count it as one of my 2023 slaps. There is another book that I've gotten that I bought and received in 2024, which you will not see anywhere in this list, but there will be a special video being made for it at some point. So this is, boom, Wonder Woman number 16. And the reason it's a twofer is because when I saw this and was able to get it, it paired nicely with my Wonder Woman number 17. So I've got 16 and 17. I consider them a pair. If the house is on fire, these books will always be together. I'm going to just grab both and run. So, yes. Oh, there's got to be a better way of doing this without the glare. There we go. And should have been just a smidge higher. How's that? Okay. So we have a 3.0 and a 4.5. I believe they're both off-white to white pages. That iconic logo, just like the old Batman's, Wonder Woman was written in a very specific way, which still looks great even to this day. And I'm really, really glad to have those together as a collection. And it makes me wonder if I should try to put together 11 through 20 as a nice little run. I mean, someday I'd love to put 1 through 10, but let's play Powerball, you and me together. We'll do it. All right, so that is going to be ending this video, going from numbers 31 to 50. Immediately after I'm done with this, I'm going to be recording numbers 11 through 30 and try to be done in time, so this way Greg and I can do our 1 through 10, and that's going to be in a little over 2 hours. So, don't know when all these are going to be airing. I'm going to try to get them out, like, this week. We'll see. I'm recording this on Sunday, so let's see if I can get one out tomorrow, maybe Tuesday for the second one. It all depends on my editing, which I don't have the same skills as Greg, but I will try to do the best I can. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you liked what you saw, please click like. That really helps tell YouTube to show this video to other people, helps to grow the channel. If you really like the channel, subscribe. That also helps. And drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I want to know, what books did you get? What was the best book that you were able to put into your collection in 2023? And what do you consider to be the best book in your collection? It didn't have to be from 2023. It could be a book from 10 years ago. It could be a book like our Patreon member Robert has. I was like, yeah, I think I'll get a comic capsule to put my Avengers number 1. Excuse me, what? You have a what? What is your address and when will you be on vacation? Kidding. So, yeah, Patreon. Yeah, that we do. We have that. Those are our coconuts. And special thanks to you guys. If you would like to join and become part of the family, it's Patreon Patreon/Team Ohana. It's not called / anymore. That's what I'm being told. Anyway, and it's only $3 a month, and you get free books. You get extra books if you win on New Comic Book Day. We give away books every month. to everybody who joins the get together. So you get more than $3. We lose money on this channel. We don't care. We're having fun. It's a comic book thing. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Till I see you in the next video, which for me will be about 20 seconds. Mahalo.